All right, 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 all right. What is good? What is good? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Of course, you know who I be. Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV. Back again, once again. Excuse me. Once again, with an instant classic in the making. If this is by far your first time to the Dr. Mike TV experience, by all means, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you notify and do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the Good Docs content. All my good stuff shall be listed in the links in the description area below. Ebooks, books, all my good stuff, man. Email if you guys want to reach out to me. It should all be listed in the links in the description area below. Man, it's been a while since I've been live. And first things first, I want to make sure that I apologize because this video was scheduled, or I should say this live stream was scheduled last week, Sunday. And I'm only getting to it now. Kind of got busy with life. You already know how it goes, right? But I want to go ahead and stop playing games with y'all. And I want to make sure that we get to exactly what it is that we are going to be talking about today. But again, if you haven't already hit your like, man, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, do all the good things to make yourself well-versed in the content. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been at this thing for roughly about 6 years now, right? And if any of you guys were around when the Good Doc started, right? 2017, April, first time Good Doc put up a video. Matter of fact, I put up 3 videos back to back, man. Good Doc hit the road running, man. When our feet hit the pavement, I was gone. 3 videos off the rip. But I've been at this for the better part of 6 years, ladies and gentlemen, 6 years. And if anybody is familiar with the catalog, ladies and gentlemen, you know that about 95% of the content that I put on my channel is Philippine-based content, right? 95% of the content that you will find on the Good Docs channel is going to be Philippine-based and or Philippine-related. And if you've noticed as of late, the Good Docs kind of made a transition into just doing some reactions on some videos and shit. I did that specifically for a purpose in which we will get to later on in this video if I remember to address it. So please make sure the Good Doc does not forget to address why he has shifted his content in recent weeks. But I've been at this for about 6 years, ladies and gentlemen, and I've gotten to the point in my life wherein I've kind of felt, just as a personal feeling, that the content in this particular place and space as it pertains to Philippine-based content is getting a little bit tired, right? I'm not going to hold you. Now, I will say that the bulk of my audience and the individuals who come to watch the Good Doc whenever they choose to check out a video or two usually comes for some and or Philippine-based information, content, education, or something of the like, right? Whether I'm putting out a video about some tips on how to get with Filipinas, you know, anything random like that. I do understand that that is what makes up the bulk of my audience and why people choose to check out the Good Docs content, whether it be via recommendation and or YouTube recommendation and or you just been rocking with the Good Doc because you just love his genuine charm and smile. But I've gotten to the point in my life wherein I'm sitting around and I'm watching other content creators in this particular space. Again, I do give credit where credit is due with content creation because you have to be creative. That is the purpose of content creation. So I find myself watching videos, but what I've often found is when I've gone back through my catalog, a good 2,000 plus videos, I found that there's a lot of repetition. And when I say there's a lot of repetition, that just means that I've tackled the exact same topic probably 5 different ways, right? 5 different ways. And if you look at somebody else's channel, they've probably done it the exact same. Now, I'm going to go through and give you guys an example of so that you can understand exactly what the Good Docs means, right? I can count recently 5 times that I've made a video on what it's like to be a Black American in the Philippines. If you go to any Black guy's channel that has been in the Philippines, they probably have, if not more, the exact same amount of videos talking about the exact same topic. All right? Number 1. Number 2, how to get a Filipina, the qualities to get a Filipina, right? The top tips on what to look for in a Filipina. I probably have at least 5 videos talking about that topic, and I'm pretty sure if you go to any other content creator's channel, they probably have at least 3 or 4 or 5 of the exact same, right? Now, the beauty in content creation is your way of addressing it and your way of approaching it, but what I'm starting to realize with the majority of us as YouTubers or content creators, whether it be on other social media platforms as well, it's pretty much the exact same shit. It might be regurgitated a little bit differently, but in general, it's the exact same shit. Now, let me make sure I preface this because I said it earlier for anybody who just joined the channel or just joined this particular conversation. I know that 95% of my content is Philippine based. I love talking about the Philippines. I could talk about the Philippines all day long. But at what point does it get to the point where you're like, damn, bro, there's got to be something else for us to be talking about? Just a little bit. And I have my epiphany moments every now and again. Like, damn, how much more content can we talk about Philippines based? Unless it's news coming out in the Philippines that is recent. Unless it's, some, like I said, some news that happened or something happened with a Filipino, or it's something worth reacting to and or having a conversation about. That's the only time when there's revitalization in the topics that a lot of us choose to put out. Let's keep it real. For those guys who choose to basically put a lot of females in their videos, or females are the forefront of their videos, whether it be interviews or things like that, usually the questions that are asked, usually regurgitated questions. What do you look for in a foreigner? What qualities do you look for in a foreigner? Have you done anything against the foreigner? Like some things where foreigners can get an idea or an inclination of what it is that particular Filipino is looking for in a guy. Nothing wrong with it, because those interviews usually do yield some type of interesting content to extract. But for the most part, the questions are pretty much the same, and usually the answers are pretty much run-of-the-mill general questions that are the same. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's the way that you put it together, the way that you package it, that really does set you apart from everybody else, right? So when I asked the question earlier about has this content become oversaturated, I really wanted to know exactly how you guys feel about Philippine content creation, right? Because you can go to a multitude of different channels, guys, and I can promise you can find damn near the same information and energy from one particular content creator to the next. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of it all when it comes to this content creation space that a lot of people do talk about, but a lot of people don't talk about it from this perspective, aka the objective point of view. Y'all already know, man, content creators, for the most part, most of them don't really fuck with each other. Okay, let's call it for what it is. A lot of content creators do not fuck with each other. I am not immune to this. I'm not immune to criticism. I'm not immune to people talking shit. I'm not immune to being subject to public ridicule. I'm not immune to none of that shit. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen because maybe I said something in the video that somebody didn't like. But now you have content creators going after each other. And yes, I've heard about it, but I do not know who's involved in these beefs, right? These internet beefs, these social media beefs, I do not know the names of these people. I don't know what's going on. And to be honest with you, I love y'all, but I genuinely just don't give a fuck. I don't. Doc stays in his own little pocket. That's probably why I'm so detached and so away from everything that sometimes I feel like I'm left out of the loop. And it's okay. I'm perfectly fine with being left out. And the reason I'm perfectly fine with being left out is because I ain't losing nothing. I ain't losing no sleep. I'm not losing shit. So if somebody comes to me and say, yo, Doc, did you hear about so-and-so talking about so-and-so and shit? This is kind of, not all, but this is kind of the direction that I've seen a lot of Philippines content aiming towards or going towards, right? Maybe you don't like the girl that was in somebody's video one time. Maybe you do like the girl that was in the video of somebody's video once upon a time, and you want that girl's information so that you can try to talk to that girl. Maybe this guy said, oh, if you want to get a Filipino, you need to do this, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you make a reaction video and you're like, no, this motherfucker's wrong. You should do da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then you've tagged this person's name in the video and now y'all are going at it. Maybe y'all saw each other in person and y'all just didn't like each other's energy. Maybe, just maybe, y'all are so fucking territorial that you believe that every parcel of land in the Philippines belongs to you. Oh, this is my city. Yes, I talk about Davao City being my city because it is my city, because I love that city. But that don't mean that I own everything in the city and y'all can't come check it out, right? But it seems like there's this energy that goes about a lot of these guys as of late, that this is where the content creation space has gone. Now, I know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's money to be made in that. I'm not stupid. Internet beef is where the money's at, apparently, right? Once you've talked about every single subject known to man when it comes to talking about Philippine-based content up until a certain point, the next thing that you could do is beef about it, right? All we can do is fucking beef about it. Oh, well, this motherfucker ain't a good content creator. Oh, he's lying about this. Oh, I'm a snitch on him to the BIR, the immigration, because he's making money off of his content in the Philippines, but foreigners can't make money off their content in the Philippines, and they're not paying taxes on it. And then there's this whole back and forth situation, right? So when I talk about, or I ask the question, once again, ladies and gentlemen, has this content become oversaturated to an extent? I'm genuinely interested in understanding and knowing if you believe that is a yes, or if you like, nah, doc, there's still so much uncharted territory that we haven't touched on or talked about in Philippine content spaces. Maybe because nobody wants to tackle those particular subject matters. Again, I wouldn't recommend any foreigner talking about politics and or religion. So that's pretty much off the table for the majority of foreign content creators. A lot of people have already gone to the rural areas of the Philippines, showed you what the province looks like. Go to the waterfall area, show you what these hidden gems are in the Philippines. Go to Boracay. I can't tell you how many fucking Boracay videos I've seen. Go to Palawan. I can't tell you how many fucking Palawan videos, Puerto Princesa videos, El Nido videos I've seen. Oh, and do not get me started on the Mall of Asia. Oh my God, I can't believe the Philippines has this. Oh my God, this mall is so big, right? These type of wannabe catchy ass thumbnails for videos and shit, bro. This shit is repetitive as hell. Has it gotten to the point where they've oversaturated the fuck out of it? Oh my God, don't talk about BGC videos, Bonifacio Global City videos. Million of those. Oh my God, it's like living in the United States, right? You know what it is, man. Come on. And again, I'm not a hater. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm just asking a general question, basis question. Has the content gotten saturated to the point where it just ain't, there's not a lot of new information coming out. That's the best way to put it. Is it that it's gotten to the point where there's not a lot of new information coming out? Has it gotten redundant, repetitive? Has it gotten to the point we're in? Maybe it's time for us to talk about something different, do something different, be something different, and figure out another way of forging a path wherein we're still focusing on Philippine content, but we're working towards finding a lane and or a pocket where we can fit within it ourselves. And back to what I was saying about the transition into content that I'm putting out right now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I actually love doing reaction videos, right? I understand that I'm probably not going to get a bona fide bunch of views to an extent because I know what my channel is based around. And I guess when you try to figure out the algorithm and where to pocket and place yourself, it could definitely shift a little bit. But ultimately, I will never stop Philippine content. Let me make sure I preface this by saying, but I wanted to take a detour because it was needed, right? Sometimes you need to take a breath away. You need to take time away or do something else. I've opted to do something else, right? And again, I'm going to always have me in my Philippine videos. Don't get it twisted. It is an oversaturated market, but if I feel like I can provide value to an oversaturated market, ladies and gentlemen, the good dog going to have at it like a crack at it. He's going to have his fun. And I hope you guys are along for the ride. But I also want to talk about issues that I personally think are, interesting to me. Videos that I find to be interesting, some funny shit. Because I like to laugh, right? Sometimes Philippine content ain't no laughing matter, man. Can't even get a chuckle out the shit. It's kind of depressing sometimes. People want to talk about, the poverty and all that stuff that exists over there, or people getting shot or killed, or whatever it may be. And it kind of like fucks up the vibe a little bit. So I want to put out content that I find to be funny, things that I enjoy. So again, there's going to be a lot of that sprinkled into the newer content that's coming out. And I hope you guys are able to stay along for the ride. And I also did that for one particular reason. There's really one main reason why I did it. I have been removed from the Philippines for a good number of years now, guys. I've been out. I think the last time I was there was 2019, guys. We're talking about 4 or 5 years now almost. Fuck. 4 or 5 years. My goodness. Right? 2019 was the last time I was actually physically in the Philippines. Again, that is pre-pandemic times, right? So I'm noticing and understanding within myself as a content creator that it may be time, just to an extent, may be time for me to step back and play the objective format, right? Because when I was in it, I was in it and I was in it to win it. You understand? I was about that life. But when you've been gone and you notice that things have changed a lot since the last time you were there, Now it's at the point where I'm like, okay, let me play the objective point of view. Let me play the outside looking in. Now I'm watching other content creators that I choose to, interact with or entertain, or, see what they have to say about it from a certain perspective, because maybe their perspective is a whole lot different than what it is that I remember the last time that I was there. Right. And again, I do consider myself to be part of the travel community. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I will be the first to admit I haven't been able to hit the road in a very, very long time. Doc has just been kind of, revamping everything and trying to get everything, together. Told you guys. If you guys remember distinctly, 2020, of course, that was the height of the pandemic, no travel. 2021, they still had travel restrictions, couldn't go. 2022, my wife moved here. Yeah, just my fucking luck, right? I love her, but damn, just my luck, right? She came just before my summer was about to hit. And then, of course, 2023, we're just locking and loading, getting it in, making sure her paperwork is good to go, which kind of left me stagnant too and not able to travel. So if you look at the time frame of when I could actually travel, I've kind of been in a place, in a space where I haven't been able to really make moves like I need to, whether it be me having to deal with some stuff with the wife, or me just not being able to move because, there was prevention in travel. But, at some point, like I tell you guys, man, I'm gonna get back at it. And season 3 is on the books, ladies and gentlemen. Whether season 3 be a Philippine-based content or we go somewhere else, ladies and gentlemen, please believe that's on the list. But when I think about it out loud, ladies and gentlemen, and I ask the question to you, the audience, or I pose the question to you, the audience, ladies and gentlemen, has this content become oversaturated? That is more of a question for you than it is for me. I know how I feel about it. I know how I'm shifting around it, but I want to know how you guys feel about it. All right. So appreciate you guys locking in. I am not going to jump off yet, but I want to make sure I give my shout outs to everybody who's left a comment in the chat. But if you haven't already dropped your like, man, make sure y'all caress, molest, and de-stress yourself over that like button, because of course it wants, it needs, it most definitely has to have it. If you guys want to support the Good Doc in any capacity, please feel free to do so. But like I said, man, happy and blessed that y'all choose to come through, spend a little bit of time with the Good Doc today. Now you're then. Let's get back to it. Shout out to my man Vince Lawson. What's up with you, player? Appreciate you locking in. Sasha, what's up, man? He says, hey, Dr. Mike, been a minute since I've been here. You back in the Philippines? Not quite yet, sir. But I promise you, content will come soon, right? I'm putting that on everything that I love. We're doing some things behind the scenes, things I really don't want to talk about right now. Because again, when you talk about shit in public, you try to jinx it a little bit. But just know that Doc is putting in some serious effort to see to it that season 3 becomes the actual thing. All right, shout out to my brother SML. What's up, man? He says, gotta admit, 2017 and 2019 was magical. It was also new and exciting. You're absolutely correct. When Philippine content first really burst onto the scene, I would have to say that was roughly about the time when it was probably in its essence, right? Now, I want to make sure that I preface this because there's many different categories that you can put Philippine content in. If you look at Will Dasovich, if any of you guys know who that is, his kind of Philippine content when he's in the Philippines is a little bit different than a foreigner's perspective of, being a foreigner in the Philippines, and like that kind of foreigner space that most of us tend to cater to. It's a little bit different. So you got to understand the different types of areas and elements when it comes to content creation for Philippines, because you can't really lump them all into one category, right? But yes, 2017 and 2019 was a magical time. It was kind of new. Not too many people were talking about it. Handful of vloggers here and there. I know a lot of guys that I was watching during that time that were, kicking. And, myself included, just being new to the space and really just getting started in 2017 because shit, man, I was missing the Philippines, bro. I was going through a stage of withdrawal that I've never gone through in a day of my life, man. I stepped off the plane in February 2017. I said, this is some bullshit, right when I got back to the United States. So starting the channel just to basically cope. And I know it sounds depressing as hell. It wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough. Just using it to cope so that I could talk about a place that I genuinely enjoyed living in for fucking 10 years of my life. It was definitely, an outlet for me. So that was kind of how I got started, like I tell you guys. But 2017 being that pivotal era wherein everything was on point. I mean, content creation was good. The live shows were awesome. I mean, it was on. Right. And it was really, really on. But I kind of feel like if you're one of the old heads in the space and you still doing this shit, I'm not saying it just seems weird. Like when I say old heads, that means if you've been doing this Philippine content creation shit for all these years and shit, you know, damn near 5-10 years, such as myself, I've been at it for 6. It's like, damn, bro, there's got to be more to talk about, which is why a lot of guys do spawn off or spin off into other YouTube style channels, right? Things that they could talk about that kind of somewhat say, okay, I love Philippine content. I'm going to keep with Philippine content, but I also want to talk about this over here, right? Some people have political channels, you know, some people do other things outside of Philippine content creation, because I'm going to tell you, as a content creation, that shit get boring, okay? Talk about the same shit day in and day out gets boring. I don't care if you make money from it or not. Sometimes the shit get boring. And when you talk about it all the time, day in, day out, every video, everyday video, well, once a week video, however many times you post content, you're going to be mad as fuck. You're like, bro, I got to talk about something else. This is bullshit. That's just how I felt. That's why I said, keep the content, keep the Philippine content. Never forget where you came from. Never forget your bread and butter, as I talk to myself. But do something that you want to do for you. If the audience fucks with it, cool. If they don't, it's just what it is. But at least you got it off your chest. At least you have fun with it. And that's kind of what it is when you've been doing this for this long, man. Because you can't just keep doing shit to cater to the audience, especially if you don't have no passion about it. Because what's going to happen is people are going to see your lack of passion about some shit. And they're going to be like, this man ain't in it no more. Like, where is this man energy? His energy is not it. I don't get it. Don't know what's going on with this player, but I don't like it. But yes, 2017, 2019, exciting times, man. Vince, he says, your video was the first one I saw about the Philippines. He was talking about not telling Filipinas I'm African American, just say I'm American. After that, YouTube opened the genre. Wow, that is a great, wow. That was your first video. Give me a second, y'all, because I remember that video distinctly. And until this day, man, I don't know how old that video is, but that video still gets comments day in and day out. And it usually comes from some people who didn't like the fact that I said, look, I'm going to tell you I'm American, not African American. Don't lead with African. And I said that because when you say African before you say American, African is literally what the Filipino holds on to. And to be real with you, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to visit the motherland. I promise you one day, if it's the God's will, I will do it. But I've never been to Africa, ladies and gentlemen. I've only been to America up until that time. So when I tell you I'm an American, I'm an American. That was the premise of it. But people said, oh, you're going to turn away on your ancestral roots and shit, your culture and stuff. Oh, they was giving me that work. It was probably one of the videos that got a lot of views because it was not even controversy, but semi-controversy, which is kind of what Philippine content is, or, you know, just the content that you make. People are going to have a natural reaction opinion about it, whether they agree strongly with you or whether they disagree strongly with the shit that you're talking about. So that's kind of why I like content creation, because it gives you a chance to have an opinion. But on the flip side of it, you got to be able to take the good with the bad. Like I said when I started this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, I am not above reproach. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not above public ridicule, execution, because I am, and I hate to say this because it sounds so stupid, but I'm a public figure. A small public figure nonetheless, but a public figure nonetheless. If I put out content on social media where anybody and everybody can digest and or consume what it is that I'm trying to say, guess what? I am a public figure. So I have to be able to take the good, the bad, the ugly, and the ignorant with it. And even if 90% of the content or 90% of the comments and or the views that come with a controversial quote unquote video is from people who don't rock with you, shit, at least you watched it. Appreciate you, big dog. That's what I used to say, man. I'm like, look, man, y'all can't be mad at the people who don't like your content, man, because if those are the ones that keep the lights on. For the ones, I'm telling you right now, for your bigger YouTubers or the ones that really get a lot of views, right? I can say some names, but I'm not really in the name dropping right now. Those are the ones that keep the lights on. The ones that literally can't stand you are the ones that keep the lights on. Why? Because they're going to talk about you. They're going to bring people to your channel. Right? When they react to your shit, people are going to want to go over to your channel to hear exactly what it is that you said that they're reacting to. So they're going to bring that energy. But at the end of the day, I do think it is something that most content creators benefit off of and, capitalize on if you're smart, right? Monetizing. I'm not on enough to be hated on, I guess. Right? I'm not saying so far left shit that people want to hate on it yet. I guess I need to start doing that if I want people to start watching my channel, right? I got to start saying some really random fucked up shit. We'll see how that goes. And y'all gonna be like, Doc, that's fake as fuck. We know you ain't like that. All right. So then I'm basically losing subscribers because I'm trying to be something I'm not. You see, that's why it kind of don't really rock with Doc, man. Chosen one. Yes, Doc did eat dirty ice cream. That is a video short. I cut that thing up into a video short. It was actually good. Was it good for me? Probably not. Who knows exactly where that ice cream was made? I said that in the video. When we talk about Philippine dirty ice cream, we do not know, ladies and gentlemen, where that ice cream was made, right? It could have been in the living room of somebody's house. They could have stepped on it. You know how they do grapes and to make wine in Italy and other parts of the world where they crush the grape between their crusty ass toes. Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? I don't know where that ice cream was made. Don't know if there was rat shit. I don't know. I don't know if the dog was licking on the ice cream before I got to it. I don't know, but I ate it. You know why I ate it? Because I did it for the sanctity of my channel, and I did it for the people that I love, and I'm willing to sacrifice and basically volunteers tribute anytime necessary to make sure that I give you guys the content that I do believe to an extent that you guys are interested in seeing. Geechee, what's up, man? He says, Doc, you have been AWOL, but I know you are enjoying a full life with your Filipina, even in America. Yeah, you're right, sir. I'm doing the best that I can. We are actually doing pretty well, man. I ain't gonna hold you, man. We're doing all right. But you know, America's not the end game. She knows that. I know that. So we're gonna play this game for as long as we can. Like some of my favorite content creators say, we're going to run the bag up as long as we can here in the great state, North Cackalack. Maybe move if we want to, but you know, for now, it works. We're living pretty good. Can't complain. Life is actually not the worst. But like I said, Doc's doing a lot of things off camera that, you know, I wish I could, and I probably should, excuse me, take you guys along with, because it's not like I'm doing anything illegal. But, you know, it's just that, you know, sometimes if it ain't fun, it ain't fun, right? So I'm not going to bring you around all the time. Give me a second real quick. My bad. Anyways, I was thirsty. But yeah, man, I would love to bring you guys around, but I don't necessarily want to take away from exactly what it is that I want to create on this particular platform. And to be honest with you, I'm damn sure too lazy to start a second channel. I ain't gonna hold you. I tried it and I had some content ready, put some content up, but to keep going hard on a second channel and trying to manage this one, it could be a lot, which is why I have nothing but the utmost respect for any content creator that has more than one channel and is consistent with putting out content on each of those channels. Let's give them credit where credit is due, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody that can maintain and hold down two channels and keep it rocking and keep it pushing, consistent content creation on each channel. I'm talking about at least a minimum of 3 videos a week on each channel. Y'all doing something great. That's all I can say. My man says, Doc, I am retiring to the Philippines next month. Congratulations, my brother. I hope that you have settled on a place that you want to live in. I would love to know exactly where you plan to live when you go to the Philippines. Let me know. Illuminar, what's up, man? I hope you're referring. I hope I'm not the one you were calling a pookie, but if you are, it's okay. Appreciate you locking in. Anyway, he says, I sympathize with Dr. Mike. He loves the Philippines, but hasn't been there in 6 years. Ain't that a bitch? Yes. I appreciate the sympathy. It's been a mess, man. But again, there has always been a legitimate reason why I couldn't travel. And trust me when I tell you, I ain't bragging because I ain't got it like that. But trust me, the reason that I couldn't travel had nothing to do with the finances. That's one thing that I can honestly say is a blessing in life, man. It was not the finances that basically stopped me from traveling. It was the simple fact that something was going on at the moment wherein I couldn't fly the way I needed to fly. And then, of course, in 2022, the wife came here. Great fucking time. And I love her. Love her to death. But great timing for the visa to be approved and all that good jazz. And kind of we started a life here. And it really did take away from my trip back to the Philippines. Now, she wants to go. She can't wait to go back. I ain't going to hold you. If I put her on camera, she will tell you she'll tell you that I think she has a newfound appreciation for her time spent in the Philippines after being here for about a year or so. because she wants to go back too. She's missing the foods, no different than me. We got friends there that we, genuinely love to and interact with. We don't really have a lot of friends here, but that's purposeful. We don't really be out here chumming it up and talking to people all the time. We just kind of stay in our own little bubble. That's on us, but it is what it is. But, it's been 6 years, but we, making it happen, Cap. And that's the best thing I could say. We're going to keep it pushing. But again, everybody knows America is not the end game. I will say that time and time again. America is not the end game. It's a place for us to run up the bag. Like I said, it's a great opportunity, right? But it's not always, it's not end game. Y'all know that. He said people moving to Japan is saturated. Yeah. Only recently did I start watching a lot of videos about guys moving to Japan to be teachers, right? And one particular gentleman talked about how being a teacher in Japan is kind of saturated as hell, but also it's, kind of something that's developing a bad image of sorts. I wanted to take a short. I think I saved it, and I may do it later, but I wanted to take a short that I heard about a guy talking about the image and reputation of Japanese foreign teachers in Japan and the type of reputation they have. How they go over to Japan and they cut a fool, apparently, right? They do the bare minimum at their job. They don't do their work very well. This is the I'm sorry, let me make sure I preface this by saying this is the general sentiment about foreigners who go over there to teach. They don't really do their job well. They just got their place to stay, their little stipend or whatever money they make. They go over there and cut a fool, be in the bars and stuff, losing their shit. And people talk about it, right? No different than we've talked about, putting your best foot forward and, bringing your best self to any foreign country that you go to. Apparently they're bringing that energy to Japan. Damn, get it right, Doc. I'm sorry. Bringing that energy to Japan, and they ain't playing it. Like, I think they're really they're gonna start cracking down on who they're bringing into the country. But if you guys remember the live stream I did, you probably don't because it was a minute ago. There was a live stream I did where they're opening up the country for longer visa stays. And we talked about and tied it into the fact that the birth rate in Japan is lowering by the year because motherfuckers ain't trying to have kids, right? So I'm thinking, bring a little couple foreigners over there, such as myself. I could spread my seed, or Marcus could spread the seed. We can make it happen, Captain. And that was kind of the reason why I think that they opened up the borders, and it kind of seemed like, in the worst way, people understood the assignment, right? When I made that live stream, not too many people watched it, but it was enough to know that probably some people who weren't even watching the shit understood the assignment, right? So maybe they're going over there and they're having their fun, at the expense of, some of the people over there. And it's not a good look. But I will tell you this: when I looked at English teaching in Japan, because I got my TESOL, my TESOL, which is teaching English to students of secondary languages, because there's two. There's a TESOL and a TEFL. TESOL is teaching English to students for secondary language. I know I probably fucked that up. And a TEFL is teaching English to students of a foreign language. Second language means that they do speak English. It's just not their first language. But when you speak foreign language, that's like going to a country wherein they don't speak English at all and they're not really English speakers. So it's really difficult when you're doing it. When you have your TEFL, you're going to be dealing with students who have no basic fundamental understanding of the English language at all, which is why I chose secondary language. Means they have a little bit of knowledge, but it's not their first language. It'll end up being their second, right? So that was kind of a brief, not necessarily warranted explanation of what a TESOL and a TEFL is. But yeah, them teachers going over to Japan, man, they getting it in, and it's not really looking good, man. I ain't gonna lie. What's going on, man? He says, Doc, the Philippines is now saturated with gringo foreigners, vloggers. I'm sorry. Yeah, it depends on how you look at that. It's a mess, man. I ain't gonna hold you. Give me a second. My bad, y'all. My throat getting dry. Anyway, but yeah, man. The foreigners. Well, you know what's interesting though? And I'm glad you said that, because it does bring up a very interesting topic of conversation as it pertains to the saturation of the market. I made videos about how a lot of foreigners use Philippines as a way to boost their views and their subscriber count, because everybody knows Philippines is the place to go to boost your subscriber count. Filipinos are going to follow you. If you talk positive about the country, they're going to follow you. Even if you talk negative about the country, they're going to follow you and they're going to spread your shit. If you're white, with all due respect, I love my white folk, but if you're white, you're going to get a lot of views, right? If you're black, I think it's the same shit. Let me stop. But, they're going to really boost your content, right? It is what it is. But also when you say that, probably this new age of new vloggers coming into the country, I can honestly say that you're probably right. Can honestly say that you're probably accurate. Maybe this new wave of individuals that are coming into the country, they just not hitting. Or maybe they're putting out the content that the passport brethren would probably appreciate, right? Let me just show you videos of women's asses. Let me show you talking to this beautiful young lady, because at some point you're going to realize that some of these guys may not be the best vloggers, but because they know how to appeal to the male emotion, they're going to always get views, right? They may not be the best vloggers at all. They could possibly fucking suck. They could probably be so bad that they could not hold a video on their own. They could not put together a quality video on their own without somebody in the video with them. Sometimes you'll see it, but you got to understand, if you know how to appeal to the male psyche, they don't give a fuck. They say, yo, you just want to sit here and look at this beautiful young lady sitting right next to me on my left or my right, and I could talk about anything. I could talk about dog shit. You would still watch this video, right? You'll just watch it in silence, right? Just so that you can look at the girl. And if you're smart enough to know that, guess what? You don't have to be a good vlogger. You could be a horrible vlogger, and it would still fucking work. Right. Like I said, it could be the new age vlogger coming in that are on that passport energy. Oh, I'm gonna show everybody that I'm doing this and I'm doing this, more so than it is about the creation of the content. And if that is their content creation space and they good with it, who are we to talk about it, man? It is what it is. But I mean, you gotta take it with it. You gotta take it for what it is. Like I said, I kind of feel like an old head now, right? When you've been at this for fucking 6 years and you see the new shit, you be like, motherfucking sucks, right? But then again, maybe they don't suck. Maybe, like I said, when you were old head, you talk about hip hop music, right? The old school versus the new school. You like, that motherfucker suck, but they getting all the views and people love their shit. Who are you to be a hater then, right? Kind of the same shit, brother. He says, I guess there's always new people coming into the space. So there's always going to be room for different content creators to say the same thing. Exactly. And it's going to be crazy because there's going to be a lot of regurgitation for the most part. Yeah, they're going to say a lot of the same shit that you're going to hear from me and any other content creator that you've watched prior. But I guess the only thing that you could really take away from it is, if this is the general sentiment that the majority of vloggers are putting out there, chances are this might be the way, or this may be the way to go, or this may be the play, right? If everybody that's writing about the exact same thing come to a general census, it might be the play. You never know. All right, C16 of y'all in the building, man. If you haven't already dropped your like, please make sure you drop it. Like. Don't forget to caress, molest, and de-stress yourself over that like button. Good Doc will appreciate it. All right. If you guys want to support in any capacity, like I said, man, please feel free to do so. But like I said, man, Doc's happy and blessed. Y'all choose to come through. Spend a little bit of time with the boy today. Now on Den. Shout out to my brother Dan. What's up with you, man? Ain't heard from you in a minute. Hope life is treating you well. My man, Mr. Pissed Off Bus Driver. You already know I'm gonna put a smile on that face, sir. You ain't gotta be pissed off all the time, IG. Appreciate you locking in. I know it's been a minute. Doc don't do lives like he needs to. I'm gonna try to get back into that, but it has to be worth the time, and it damn sure has to be content worthy of me to just sit here and talk to y'all, because I want y'all to be able to at least enjoy it. All right. He said, I'm already thinking of moving on from Paradise Island of the Philippines after a couple more vacations. It does get to be that way. I mean, you've got to really want to do something else. I pray that the majority of people want to do something else, man. Philippines is dope. I love it. And if I could create a home base for myself there, I would. That is likely the play. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to want to see and or go to other places. Let's keep it a buck. We're going to want to see other things. And, the Philippines can't get boring, bro. Imagine, I did 10 years straight. You don't think that there was a time where I was just fucking tired of this place? Then I get out of the place. Now I miss the place. It's just it's cyclical, right? When you're in it, you're like, fuck this shit. When you're out of it, I miss that shit, right? It's revolving, right? When I'm not there, I miss it. When I'm there, I'm like, shit, I want to go somewhere else. Then I go somewhere else. Now I'm like, yo, when are we going back to Davao? Same shit. It's okay. It is what it is, man. He says, I was last in the Philippines too in July 2019 for my Filipina friend's wedding. Yeah, man, it's been a minute. But like I said, man, if you feel like you ain't missing nothing, you ain't missing shit. Keep it real. My man says, just like fitness, YouTube is huge, but they're saying stuff I've already known for 20 years, but there's new people interested in fitness all the time. So old info can be regurgitated. And it happens. It does. You're right. Those fitness dudes, yeah, they're really not teaching you anything new or anything that you probably don't already know. If you're into fitness, you probably have heard all that shit before. But, like you said, man, new people come into the space all the time. Yo, I want to get fit. This motherfucker looks like he is chiseled from stone. Let me hear what he got to say. Yeah, pretty much it. All right. Shout out to my brother K Dallas. This motherfucker look like he works out. K Dallas, brother. I need a bodyguard. I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be rich one day, family. And you look like you could watch my back. So please, sir, whenever I become famous, put in your application and your resume. I'll be glad to put you on a team, Pam. I will be glad to put you on a team. I hope you're still in the building to hear that shit. I'm just fucking with you, but my man look like he take care of himself. Speaking of fitness, that's all. That was the first thing that came to mind, man. But appreciate you locking in, man. It's been a minute, I know, but appreciate you locking in. He said, too many Pookies and Dramacanos. Got you. Staying in the Philippines these days, it might be the play to just find another place to kick it. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the worst thing in the world to find another place to go. Thailand ain't no better. Let's be real. Thailand is no better. But, you might want to find another place that really tickles your pickle, right? I do hear Indonesia is a good look, right? And I'm not talking about Bali. I'm talking about Indonesia, the capital city, Jakarta. I've heard some great things, right? And it's really been on my mind for a long time about going there. I said I wanted to go to India. Everybody said, Doc, why the fuck you want to go to India? I don't know. I want to go. That's it. That's all I can say. I want to go. I'm probably going to be, I don't see, let me stop because I don't want to jump the gun and say that something's going to happen that may not happen, but high percentage chance the good dog will probably be profiled. I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to have to know the do's and don'ts, the ins and the outs. It is what it is. There are places that I would say you might want to consider because there's a lot of shit going on. That is if you want to have a space to create content. If you just want to go live your best life, you shouldn't be on YouTube anyways. I'm going to tell you the truth. Your best life is not lived online. Right? And you'll hear this again from a lot of content creators. Your best life is not lived online. Right? How somebody is online or as an online personality may not be who they are in real life. They could be shit people in real life, but the greatest content creator of all time, right? Or vice versa. Maybe their content isn't the greatest, but they could be awesome people offline. Your life is not lived online. There are some things, and I can attest to this as a content creator, ladies and gentlemen, that I refuse to record because this is just a memory I want for me. Now, as a matter of fact, I can remember distinctly. I know my man's not in the building right now. If he is, or in the background, if he hears this later on, I don't care. Love this brother. Shout out to my man, BGC Mike. Y'all may not remember him. He doesn't come around very often. My man's living his life. I do need to reach out to him. Much love to him. And there was my boy, JD Orca, right? I met with them in real life. We went to the Philippines and we spent the day with Mike over in Bonifacio Global City. Didn't record shit. Little bit here and there. JD blessed me with an interview. Matter of fact, that was season 1. If you go back to season 1, he blessed me with an interview. It was kind of hard because the audio was shit. Again, work with me. But, there were moments that I've had with people that I've met or introduced or people that I was introduced to online that I met in real life that I don't have actual content video with. I met a lot of different people, y'all. And there's no need to really put out that type of content because when you're having a good time with people, it's kind of like, shit, why the fuck do I need to record it? Right? There's no need. I think the only time that I made it a point to record an interaction with my boy, HT Logistics, when he came to Davao. He came to Davao, I do believe just for the day, just to kick it. Right. And I was like, yo, that's real. That's real. So, I think at the time he was still in Cebu, it was just young lady joined him. And we had dinner with me and my well, she wasn't my wife at the time, but my wife, and we just kicked it. I mean, and I did put some of it on there. We didn't really kick it for a long, long period of time because he wanted to go out and explore, dabble on his own a little bit. But in reality, like I said, there are certain things that you do that you don't put on video because, like I will tell you time and time again, your best life is lived offline. Now, the shit that you want people to see about you, you're gonna put it out there, right? If you feel like it's gonna be enough to, get people to talk shit about you or to keep, keep their names on it, keep your name on their lips, they're gonna do it. But if you want to just play everything that you do with the camera in your hand, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, pimp. He said 2017, all the bars were open 24/7. That was a great time. Amazonia, that was just down the street from my dad's condo there in Orbita. Yeah. LA Cafe, which was just around the corner from my dad. I don't know what it's like in these places now. I would love to just go around, take a gander. You're not going to really have your camera out right there in those particular areas, though, because, you don't want to just put people's face out there, foreigner get caught, getting them some. And, the wife sees my video or somebody else's video, him coming out of LA Cafe. She asks what that is or what's going on. And you be the one that snitched on it, right? Not even self-snitching. It's just, I got snitched on because I got caught coming out of, LA Cafe and, Amazonia, them shits at the time. It is what it is, man. The shit's crazy. 20 in the building, man. If you haven't already dropped your like, Doc would highly appreciate that. Y'all go ahead and knock that out. All right. He said, yep, 2013 was when vloggers really put the Philippines on the global map. They went hard. They truly, truly did. Yes, 2013 was probably the foundation of understanding what Philippine content was all about. I do believe there was a gentleman whose first name was Travis. I cannot remember his last name. Think he was a Caucasian individual, buff motherfucker. Liked his content. I think he was out in 2013. I think he really was, and I'm not saying this to say this, but to be honest, I think he was really the godfather of Philippine content. When I say godfather, I'm just saying he was the first to really put it on the map, because before him, I don't remember a consistent content creator that was putting out content. And again, his name may not be Travis. I don't know. But I kind of feel like he looked like a Travis, so I called him Travis. It may not even be Travis, but it don't matter. All I know is that he was the first person that I found that was creating the content that you see now in this space. Again, there are different content creation spaces when it comes to Philippine vloggers, but in that particular space, he was one of the first to do it. I mean, this motherfucker made it a video. Literally, he made a video cooking adobo, right? Those were the quintessence. And I mean, that video was old as fuck, man. Damn. That video was old, right? Man did a video cooking adobo, right? I'm like, yo, he was the first to really put it on the map. I think his name was Travis. If you guys remember his last name, put it in the chat. And if it sounds familiar and it triggers, I'll let you know if it sounds right, like the person I'm thinking about. Shout out to my brother Earl Owens, all the way from Tacoma, Washington, brother. I'm gonna call you out. He said, I've been watching Sunshine Shoulders, Boots on the Ground. Calvin does put out great content, right? Let's keep it real. Calvin does. I mean, again, he may be sometimes on the outs with people, but for the most part, I don't really disagree with a lot of it, right? It is what it is, right? Like I said, not everybody's going to agree. And I do believe that the people who do not agree come around, they still listen. And as a result, that does help get the numbers up, right? And to be honest with you, I've learned this the easy way and the hard way. But if you are a consumer of content and you're looking for somebody that reminds you of you, that will likely be the version of yourself that you're going to see in the Philippines, that's the person you're going to naturally attract yourself to. Let me make sure I say that one more time for everybody in the nosebleeds. The person that you see on YouTube that reminds you a lot of yourself is the person you're going to follow. That's the person who you're likely going to want to get your information from, right? So, Calvin, he the OG, right? Let's be real. He one of the old dogs, man. He is what it is, right? Brother still look good for his age. And I do believe that if you're in the same age range as him, you're going to want to listen to him, right? As opposed to listening to somebody like myself who's in his 30s. Well, this young brother, he might have it, but I feel like I can relate more, like I said, to Calvin's content, right? So that's kind of how, content creation is made. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to listen to somebody else. That just means that you're going to gravitate towards the person you feel like you can relate to the most. Not necessarily just because they're Black, not necessarily just because of the age range, but because they are living a life that you can see yourself living. Cool, relaxed, in the background, chilling, not so much going on, but enough going on, but you're not really trying to go out there and be like that. You just want to live a laid back life in a laid back city, wherever it is that you choose to live. So I do believe that to be fundamentally the reason why a lot of people choose the person they choose to follow. The beautiful thing is, like my brother SML mentioned earlier, there's always somebody new looking to consume content about, a certain place. In this particular situation, it could be the Philippines. If they find me first and they just happen to be in their 30s or late 20s and shit, and they're like, yo, he's a young dude that lived in the Philippines for that long, went to school out there. What? Let me hear what this motherfucker got to say, right? It kind of floats like that, right? You know what I'm saying? But if you're, like I said, older in your retiring years and stuff, and you're just looking for a laid back, relaxed lifestyle, you're going to find somebody who's already living that laid back, relaxed lifestyle to kind of get your content. I'm sorry, not your content from, but your information from. Again, I would recommend that you go out there and do the damn thing on your own, right? See how it fits for you. But there's nothing wrong with, and I'm just saying this loosely, getting notes or taking notes from anybody. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right. Drama does sell, man. He said no more budget video. Yeah, man. I think I did at least 3 of them. Yeah, I did 3. Right? I did a budget video when I first came back in season 2, right when I was about to leave Manila, just before going to Davao or some shit like that. I talked about how much money I spent. Some people used to do the monthly budget videos. I'm like, damn, bro, that is a lot. Monthly budget videos used to hit different because you like, bruh. You're like, bruh. Every month you go talk about how much money you spent, right? I know people like that shit too, though. Your money nerds, right? The money magnets, the people who are like that, they love that type of content. So we can't sit there and talk shit about the budget videos, but thank God that I'm not seeing as much of those as I used to see back in the day, man. Oh. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Them budget videos used to hit different. Breaking down your fucking expenses for the month. People really didn't give a fuck, but I guess they truly did, because they really wanted to know how much one person was spending and how much they could potentially spend on their own. But very rarely, this is the crazy part, very rarely, is that even a word? Very rarely. But rarely, I should say, a lot of people didn't talk about how much money they made on YouTube. Do you know of any content creator in this space? Mind you, this particular space. In our space, can you name 1, 2, maybe 3 people that talked about how much money they made on YouTube on a weekly basis? Sorry, not weekly, but on a monthly basis, maybe 6 months, 3 months, or whatever. Because you'll talk about how much you spent on them budget ass videos, but you'll never tell us how much you're making. Where your money coming from. I mean, that's personal, right? But so is, your spending habits too. But if you're willing to break down your spending habits, but not how much money you're bringing in, I've always been interested in how you make your money. That's me. But again, I'm not a pocket watcher. I was just always curious. And if you was killing it on YouTube, I would be like, damn, man, like, how you killing it? How you making it work, bro? But you know how it goes. He says, I'm a musician, so I feature he said, I'm sorry, I am a musician, so I feature my original music. If you do that on your channel, or if you do that for anything, bro, I would say if you have original music, just go on TikTok. Nah, that's a lot of work. I mean, register your shit so that you get paid for, every time somebody views your music in the background. I recently got put on the game. I'm not a musical guy, but my brother produces music. Like, he doesn't do it as much as he used to when we was younger, but my brother makes beats and shit. And like, you register it, you put it on all the platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. If they play it on, TikTok, somebody if you go viral, people make a dance off your shit. People listen to your music. It's not a bad way to go. If you really care to, have people hear your music, man. Some people love smooth sounds of jazz. I'm not sure what your musical choice is, my boy. But yeah, I would, I would definitely do that. I'd just have a whole YouTube channel with my music on, because that's my shit. And you can be proud of it. So I think that's what you was talking about. But if not, my bad. I just went on that tangent. Back in the day, Randy Flag. Yes, from China, I believe, right? Channel about China was the bomb. Now he just rants about politics. There you go. The shift, ladies and gentlemen, is crazy. The shift is crazy. Sometimes you have the best content on planet Earth, my boy. Sometimes you have the best content. People love your shit. But when you reach your breaking point, when you reach your breaking point, right? When you reach your breaking point, your whole energy shifts. And trust me, I've seen it happen. And it will happen again. When you're done or you're tired of the same old content and that energy shifts, just wait. Your favorite content creator gonna be talking about some off the wall shit, right? But it's okay. It comes with the territory, right? I'm telling you, it's easy to break when you're talking about the same stuff repetitively for 5-6 years. I will tell you the truth. It's easy to break when you've been doing it for 5 or 6 years. And then you really want to just talk about what you want to talk about, right? At some point. Even though you started out genuinely wanting to talk about what it is that you started out with, I believe the brother really did want to talk about China, his experiences, sharing some information, doing what it is that he felt people really needed to know. But once you do that for a certain amount of time, you make whatever money you can from it. Sometimes the shit gets to be too much, right? And also you have to take note of the transition and the shift, You have to understand, when did it happen? When did the shift happen? So that you could probably get an inclination as to why the shift happened, right? What was going on in that person's life, right? Now, I know China has some serious lockdowns during COVID, right? I think it's still safe to say the CV word. I think YouTube isn't demonetizing videos for saying the vid, but if they are, let's do CV-19 just for the sake of the video, sake of the live stream. But I know that they had some really, really, really restrictive lockdowns, craziness, right? Philippines did too, right? Chosen One, I know that you can attest to what was really going down in the Philippines during that time, because I know you stayed 10 toes down all the way through it. But in China, I know them lockdowns were crazy, right? Everybody was looking at everybody like they was something else. So if his content or his image or his energy changed as a result of that, can you blame him? Right? Why you want to talk about it after, shit that you've been through in a particular country? I mean, people probably want to know what the experience was like, but sometimes it could create some bad memories you just don't want to fucking talk about, right? So maybe that could be the energy behind the transformation or the channel shift. You just never know sometimes. He said, I started my channel 2 months ago. It gives me an outlet for expression. There you go. That's what started it. That's what started it for myself in 2017, man. I just want to talk about the Philippines, man. That's all I wanted to do. I really wasn't watching any Philippine content at that time. But damn, I had to get it out. That was my outlet, bro. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Smith. What's going on, family? He says, I don't know of any African relatives. My mother doesn't know of any African relatives. My grandmother doesn't know of any African relatives. So we don't use the African title. There you go. It was a respectful thing. I've never been there. None of my relatives of the immediate family can attest to being from Africa. So don't hold my hand to the flame. If I just say I'm American, bro. Like just say I'm American. Or I think in that particular video, I said don't say African American, say Black American. I think that's what I said. It's been a while since I watched that video, bro. That video is old as fuck, and people still commenting on the video today. I should probably go back and watch it. But if I distinctly remember, I said tell them you're Black American, don't say you're African American, something like that. And it's the truth. I'm black, yes, but I'm American. I'm not African American. But what did they say? Oh, Doc, brother, you got this game all wrong, brother. Yo, man, I had some woke motherfuckers coming after me, man. You do not know. Emails was ridiculous. Oh, you don't lost your way, player. It was funny. It died down after a while, but even every now and again, people be like, "Oh, you just discrediting your ancestors and your history." I said, "Not really, bruh. Just say you Black American because you're not African. Filipinos hear African, they think African. They think you come from the continent of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I come from the continent of North America. More specifically, smack dab in the middle, called the United States of America. It's fit between Canada and it's right between Canada and Mexico, right? That's what I was trying to make a point of, and people thought I was denouncing my ancestry and shit. It was crazy, man. Oh, they was coming after me, man. They wanted my neck. Didn't know why, though. I was feeling away for about 10 seconds. Then I realized life goes on. He says, I have been doing a lot of music off camera behind the scenes. That's always the best way, man. You got to create those memories offline. I tell people all the time, man, the memories, the best memories are created offline, man. He says, you see, old girl did a video of her exploring simple things around the U.S., like her first visit to Walmart, for example. Have you thought of doing something like that? You mean in the United States or in the Philippines? Simple shit. I mean, if you're talking about just going to the Philippines, yes. I mean, I love going to the wet market. No, I don't. I'm lying. Why the fuck am I lying to y'all? I do not like going to the wet market. The wet market smell like old vagina, man. It's stank in there. Anybody who ever been to a wet market, you know it's stank in there. All that fish, it smelled like somebody need to close their legs. But I like filming the simple things in life, right? I wanted to do a video just walking around my neighborhood. What do I see on my walk around my neighborhood? I got a basketball court, right? My neighborhood in the Philippines, mind you. But it slipped away, right? And the reason it slipped away, honestly, is because it's very easy as a content creator to overthink your content. Very easy for a content creator to overthink their content. Bro, you be thinking, yo, are people going to be interested in this content if I put it out? Damn, man, this shit's boring as fuck. I wouldn't watch it, so why would somebody else watch it, right? So content creators tend to overthink a lot, so it's probably easy for them to overlook content that would probably do amazing in the views areas because they don't think nobody gonna want to watch it. Matter of fact, one video that got more views than I ever thought it would was a video of me riding the jeepney. It was season 2. And every time I preface this, you guys know, just go to the playlist. Season 1, Philippines. Damn, did I call it? It was season 2, Philippines Relived, and then season 1. I think that was season 2. You could just scroll through the playlist, man. There was a video of me just riding on the Jeep. And again, when I say that the views did well, I'm talking about in the thousands. I didn't get hundreds of thousands of views or anything crazy, but I got views on a video of me recording myself riding down the street in a Jeepney. Just the everyday, regular, schmegular life of a foreigner getting on a Jeep, paying the 7 pesos to ride from one end of the block a couple of kilometers up the street. That video did pretty decent. Me walking over the drawbridge, not even a drawbridge, but walking over the bridge to St. Mesa Mall. That was season 2, right after I put up the condo video. Damn, what video number was that? I got to go through my list, but I'm trying to give you guys some marks to go check it out. Season 2, I did the condo review, that sky high condo where we were up 30 plus floors. Right after that video, maybe 2 or 3 videos after that, all I did was walk from the condo to fucking SM St. Mesa. Bruh, that video did better than almost all the other videos in the catalog. All I did was walk. I barely talked, just walked from one place to the other. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, this is what y'all wanted to see? I did that because I was bored. As a matter of fact, I will give credit where credit is due. Right? I'm going to say this. I haven't said this man's name in a while. Nah, I'm not going to say his name. Not gonna say his name, not gonna do that because I refuse to name drop. But there was a guy that his whole channel was purely based on him walking around the Philippines. Sometimes night videos or something, just walking. He'll talk, but he'll walk, just walk everywhere, just with his camera in front of him, walking. I said, let me try that shit. That's it. I said it, and it worked. So, it's the simple things, man. You're right, though. It truly is the simple things that do the best numbers for no reason at all. So that's when I really did stop overthinking the content. But then again, like I said, if I don't feel like I can provide a unique enough perspective, most of the times I'll just look over the video. Like I won't worry about putting it out. Unfortunately, we overthink it. But there is one content creator. There is one out there that I know for a fact that will record every fucking thing. He will put it in a video. He will package that some bitch up, and he'll make it into a video. And this motherfucker is very consistent with his content. And I believe it really does cater to his growth. It does not matter what in the world is going on in his life at the time. He gonna record it. And y'all know who I'm talking about. And it does really show how being yourself, being who you are, throwing a couple ladies in there, it really does help your channel. It really does show the mix of, and that's why you got to show respect where respect is due. He said, big new album launch next month. The ministry is coming. Hey, family, drop the link and I'll purchase the album just cuz, family. Maximus, what's up, man? He said, long time no see. Yeah, man, Doc been off the grid for a minute, man. I've been ghostesses. I don't know what's going on with my life. I'm about to get back to school, though. I ain't gonna hold you, man. School about to start end of the month, so I'm not sure if that means I'm gonna be on a lot more or a little more. Can't tell you. But good to see you, family. He says, Dan, what's up? He says it's a lot of videos, but we got different views and perspectives. It's beneficial for all of us and motivates us probably to come to the Philippines. It's our peace watching these videos, especially living in the Matrix. I agree 100%. I watched a guy the other day, and I was like, bro, you make my day. All he was doing was walking around. I think he was walking around. It was in Manila. He did a BGC video, but he also did Greenbelt, the Makati area. Loved it. Loved it. He put the camera in front of him, and he was just walking. He talked a little bit, but he was just walking. And it was peaceful as fuck. It was a great, beautiful break day. I'm like, yo, this shit is nice. I like this. And it was a part of Greenbelt I hadn't been to in a while. So it had definitely come up, and it was definitely interesting. It had definitely changed since the last time I was there. I forgot what Greenbelt it was, but yeah, he was making a great video, and I loved it. He said, "Who's moving to Japan? Nobody can afford that. It's those English teachers, man. They actually have a job there. That's the reason why they're there. They're not there because they can afford to live there. They probably are being provided housing. They're probably being provided a stipend if they did it the right way." And then, of course, their salary. And I'm not going to hold you, man. I told y'all back when I was looking at teaching in Japan, they were paying damn near $38 an hour to be an English teacher. And the beautiful thing about Asian kids, if you are dealing with Asian kids, maybe even the adults, I do agree, probably to an extent are like this, but they're very intent on their education. So they want to know. So you got to be on your A game. You got to show up and you got to be ready to rock and roll. Right? You can't half-ass nothing because they're very into it because they really want to know it because these kids know, and even these adults know, they have to know and understand the English language in order to be internationally competitive. Let me say that one more time for those in the nosebleeds. They know that they need to learn English to be internationally competitive. When you know English, you can compete on all levels because for the most part, English is the universal language. More or less like probably not so much now, but probably still now, the dollar was the universal currency, right? So if you know that, and you're very much aware of that, and they know that this is what it takes to compete on a high level, at least if they want to work in the United States and or do business with people in the United States, they got to be on it. And as long as they know that they want their education to be top notch. So you can't come up in there and be an English teacher and half-ass it, mainly because they're paying you way more money. If you think about it, if you're able to get $38 an hour, that might have been probably for somebody who was really experienced. I'm not sure. But if you're able to hypothetically get $38 an hour, you're doing very well for yourself, right? So that was me. That was what I saw back in the day, and That's probably why a lot of them can't afford it if they're being paid to be there. But nobody's moving there on the whim. You got to be there specifically for business purposes and or job, right? No foreigner just moving there when they retire. And if you are, good riddance, my boy. Good riddance. He says, Maximus, you kiss my ass, bro. But thank you very much for reaching out. The wife is fine. And I hate that you call me Baby Sinclair. That shit is kind of funny, though. I can't be mad at it because it's actually pretty fucking funny. So I'll let it slide. Married life is actually not as bad as people say it is. Prayerfully, it doesn't get any worse. Please. I'm not jinxing it, but it's not that bad, bro. No little Dr. Mike TVs running around just yet, sir. Not yet. He said UNHT Logistics brought y'all wives to the States. Are you asking how it is? I personally enjoy it. I think it's a great experience for them. Personally, you have to be extremely confident in your relationship and extremely confident in your young lady that she will not allow the culture to deter her in any way, shape, or form. And I do believe that myself, I can speak specifically for myself, and I think my brother HT as well probably has the same sentiments. He's cool with it, and I think that, doing a long distance for him, being a truck driver and stuff, I do believe that he'll have far better experiences, especially if he's on the road. And, I don't know if he plans on bringing his wife with him while he's on the road. I believe that would be ideal, right? Have a young lady rock with you and stuff. Y'all get to see, the States and whatnot. Maybe if you can stop by a couple of places and shit, that would be ideal. I do believe that the majority of us who do bring our young ladies here, you got to be confident in your relationship, guys. And I wasn't sweating my girl. She was good. I trusted her enough to, we be able to make it happen over here. So far, so good, man. I can't complain. Like, we're making it happen and we're doing what we need to do. And I know a lot of guys are nervous, and you'll hear a lot of guys, oh, don't bring her back to the United States. Oh, my God, you're going to lose her. Don't bring her to the United States. Oh, my God. People screaming and shit at the top of their lungs, telling everybody not to do it. I would have to say I understand the general sentiments behind why they say that, so I will never say that they're wrong. I will never say that they're wrong for telling you not to bring your wife back to the United States or your girlfriend back to the United States. But what I will also say is, if you have confidence in your relationship, family, you'll be all right. You'll be good. Don't sweat the technique. Just do you. Just have fun with it. Enjoy knowing each other and being with your girl and shit. Show her around your city. There's nothing really wrong with the United States. Yes, the culture may not be what is ideal at all. But if she's strong enough in her own mind, or if she's scared enough in her own mind, and when I say scared, that means she ain't gonna interact with nobody around here because she heard shit, whatever it may be. You kind of really ain't got a lot to worry about, Don't you should know better than to allow your young lady to be tainted and stuff. And I do believe that if you do bring them here, you're confident enough that that shit won't deter your relationship. So that's kind of why we're here. That's kind of why we both made that decision. And congratulations to my brother. I think he's been married for a couple months now. So, hey, you got to be ready to make the move, man. And it shouldn't be that bad. It's not as bad as you think. Trust me when I tell you. There's some money involved in it, of course, but it's not as bad as y'all think. Excuse me. You said you got your wives there. How's the experience? Oh, I just read it. Yeah, it's not bad, bro. It's not that bad. I promise you. Yeah, he got married, I want to say a couple months ago. I believe it's a couple months ago. He says viewers want to be sold a dream. True. That seems to be what leads the pack of popular vlogs. Most of the viewers will never travel, but they are satisfied with the dream. That's true. That's true. I mean, the vicariousness of living through others works for them. My man said Doc is stuck in the United States until he retires with maybe a month-long vacation every other year in the Philippines. Once he got Rugrats, he won't be going nowhere. That is true. If the good doc had little Dr. Mike TVs running around, you think I'm gonna just be able to drop my kids off anywhere? That's why we are very intentional about what we do in these next couple of years. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's fine though. I'm not mad. And when you say retire, bro, I understand what you mean, But just know that Doc ain't gonna be strutting around here until he's getting Social Security, family. We gonna do more than that in the meantime, in between time. I promise you that. We ain't gonna be sitting around here waiting until we Social Security age before we able to draw from pensions and shit to live a life. That's not happening. But I understand the sentiment. And that kind of is what happens to an extent when you become immersed in this matrix, rat race, whatever you want to call the United States. It's what happens. And it's okay. Like I said, you just got to make your pockets where you can make your pockets, right? Of enjoyment and happiness, and make your transition. I mean, I don't see myself doing this for very long. I got a plan. I got an exit plan. Beautiful thing is, I had an exit plan the day I started this bitch, right? And, slow and steady wins the race, man. I ain't tripping. He said, I met with BGC Mike. He said, if we are talking about the same dude, Filipino American dude, yes. If you're talking about Mike from California, that's my guy. Yes, Mining Free Mike. That is the exact same person. Love that brother. Great guy. And yes, that was Travis Kraft. That is the name of the vlogger that really did put, I call him the OG of this shit because he was doing this way before any of us, right? Yeah, it was Travis Kraft. Yeah, my man said Travis Kraft. I remember being racist as fuck. Yeah, I kind of heard some things I didn't really, I watched the content, man. I didn't dive into the man's personal life, but yeah, homeboy been around for a minute. And yeah, I understand that there were some shit that I did hear, yeah, about that. But yeah, same person, I guess. He said he looked like Travis Kraft. He said he looked like a he looked like a Travis. Yeah, that's what I said. The Superman dude. Yep. I think that was his cover. I think that was his cover picture for a while. Profile pic for a while. Something like that. But yeah, you're right, though. That was the dude. And motherfucker was like, yeah, he's racist as fuck. I was like, oh, I did. I kind of heard something about that. Yeah, but I do believe that somebody did an explanation of the story of what happened as to why he felt the way that he felt about a particular situation. And I'm not gonna say it was justified, but I just kind of said, fuck it. If that's how that man feel, that's how that man feel. But anyways, I know exactly what you mean when you talk about that particular situation. That's how old this is, but I still remember it. He said 2007. That's how long ago it was? God damn. That man been making videos for a hot minute. My man says I'll be 64 in a few days. Shout out to you, family. You must be a Leo like my dad and my brother. My brother celebrated his birthday yesterday, August 11th. My father celebrated his birthday today, August 12th. Send us a birthday love to my people. Yeah, my dad just go fishing, man. He don't give a shit. It is what it is. He said, I am black and I want a Filipino. Ain't nothing wrong with that, family. There's nothing wrong with that. I think the majority of the people who listen in to the Good Docs content is definitely open to the idea of dealing with Filipinos, for sure. He says streaming does not pay well. I am developing a paid subscription model. Yeah, streaming sucks. Not gonna hold you, family. Streaming sucks. If you put it on Spotify and Apple Music, you get paid a fraction of a penny, I believe, for every stream you get. It sucks. I would just say that it wouldn't be the worst thing. Wouldn't be the worst. Nah, it would be the worst thing because basically anybody who has a subscription can hear your shit and you only get paid a fraction of a penny, as opposed to if you did drop an album, a digital album where people can buy it and buy it specifically from your page. Yeah, never mind. Just have them buy the album, man. Put it on for like 99 cents. I don't know. You'll probably make more money selling each of your albums for a couple bucks than you would fucking streaming it. That is for sure. He says Randy doesn't make content anymore. Yeah, I do believe a lot of the people who started out, they don't do it anymore. And if you're still doing it and you're still talking about the same shit after 10 years, I do believe you need to find something else better to do. I'm not saying that there's nothing that you can't continue doing, but sometimes if it's just the same repetitive, regurgitated content in an oversaturated market, I'm gonna have to tell you like it is, man. You have to find something else to talk about. Because there's only so much shit you could talk about, and like what we just said, is a saturated market. You said, okay, you have direct ties to West Africa. Great grandmother, grandfather was born in Africa. Will respect just as respect the Irish heritage. I agree. I understand where you come from, family. I know exactly what you What you mean? Oh no, I'm reading the next comment. That's why I was laughing. But again, like I said, man, I respect it. And like I said, you have direct descendants within your family that came from the motherland. Honestly, I don't have anybody in my direct lineage that I can reach out, talk to, and discuss with and have direct ties to that I could say, yo, this is where my African roots come from, right? And it sucks that I don't have it again. That would have to be a trip that I would have to take on my own, and I do plan to take it. But like I said, right now I will say that I would have to identify as what I can identify as. And that was kind of what that was. Oh yeah, man, that's old girl right there. That's old girl. Yo, let me be real, man. You know what? I call her old girl. Don't be shitting on baby girl like that, man. Don't be doing that. I just don't say her name. I don't. She that's old girl right there. That's that baby girl right there. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't do that. But it is funny though. I can't say the name, family. I'm sorry. I can't say the name. That's the only reason. I just can't say it. Ain't nothing personal, man. I just can't say it. He said a beautiful young Mexican woman slogan, which I use, is the right people will like my stuff. True that. The wrong people will. Fuck them. 7 peso jeepney ride is now 12. Yep. That's why I feel like I'm so out of touch, family. I said I've been away too long, man. Them base pays, man, they done changed. I'm sure taxi base rate probably went from 100 to $1.50. It don't start. I'm sorry, it don't start at 100. I'm sorry, but you know what I meant. But yeah, I'm pretty sure same shit, different toilet. My man said I retired 15 months ago, called it quits at age 50 with the pension. I now spend half my time in the Philippines, half my time in the United States. There you go, family. Doc ain't about to wait till he geriatric as fuck, limping around here with a cane and shit with prostate issues. I can't piss like I used to live my best life. Don't do that. No. Don't lump the good doc in that pot. I done seen what the other side looked like way too early, man. I was exposed to this travel shit at the tender age of 10 when my father was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, and I was bit with that bug, ladies and gentlemen. Do not get it twisted. Doc ain't about to sit here and wait till he geriatric as fuck, drawing a pension from the Social Security Services, knowing good gosh darn well by the time that I am of age to draw or be eligible for Social Security, that shit probably ain't gonna be around no more. So Doc's gonna live off of his investments, and he gonna live his best life, period. I'm investing in some dividend paying shit that I love dearly. That's gonna probably be the bulk of my income when I'm out. I got a little 401k shit, that I set up. I got some other stuff that I put together. Again, in the next couple of years, man, the shit gonna be snowballing. It's gonna be crazy. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. Like I said, man, them small incremental gains, man. We're gonna do well with it. But yeah, you retired at 50. I'm looking to probably get about 50 and make that same decision. If I'm blessed enough to do it earlier, I'm not saying that I will. Please believe I will do it earlier. Not gonna be one of them digital nomads over here talking about, yeah, man, y'all want to go be a part of this digital life, man. Go join my service or go look at my digital nomad www.com type shit. Because they never mind, let me stop. Be on here making these digital nomad videos. He said 12 pesos to ride jeepney. Wow. He said, I remember when it was 8. It's been since 2019 since I've been in the Philippines. I am long overdue. Family, we are both long overdue. He said my albums go for $9.99 to $14.99, something like that. That's what it is. I say about $10. There you go. I said a couple dollars, but I'm gonna put some spec on your name, family. I'm gonna put some spec on your name. Okay, so the channel never changed, Maximus. I'm just not gonna post it, but I see the comment. Overland, I see you ain't got no love for this brother, and it's okay. I understand why. That Alabama shit was kind of crazy though. I'm not even gonna go into it, but y'all know the story. That shit was a little wild, man. He says I'll be back in the Philippines in January or March for a month. There you go, man. There you go. My man got his own radio station. That's what's up. Pay subscription to hear exclusive original content, music that will not be on YouTube and the usual platforms. There you go. Now, I will say this, family. Don't overlook YouTube because YouTube is not the worst place to market yourself. I understand keeping some stuff behind the paywall. Understand it completely. But I will say this. Don't overlook marketing, YouTube as a marketing tool. Don't overlook that. It's a great marketing tool. Trust me when I tell you. You can get snippets, short clips. I don't know, put up some YouTube shorts or something. Not the whole thing. Get people interested, see what happens. That's what I will say. SML, no, she wasn't. I'm not about to put that comment up, family. I'm not about to say that, but SML family, she was not doing that. Don't do baby girl like that. If she was, wow. Because I look, man, I don't watch the videos. But if she was, goddamn, don't do that. Don't do a baby girl like that. Taxi drop flag is still like 40 or 50 pesos. Maybe that meter speeds a little bit more than it needs to. Geechee, man, don't worry about baby girl like that, man. It's all good. He said 40 peso taxi base rate here in Davao. Okay, so it still is 40. That's cool. It's not the worst. But did they increase the rate did they increase the per rate per kilometer? Like I think it jumped up every 350, 450 last time I was there. Is it still the same? Is it still the same? He says, I'm using Geechee Lion's Journey as a way to market the music. There you go. As long as you got a marketing plan, you fine, pimping. Oh, Tom McDonald? Yeah, man. Everybody knows about him, and I think, again, going back to saying controversial shit, man, sometimes that shit pays. I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes that shit pays. And I don't know if his intent was to be controversial in the content or the music that he was making at the time, but all I know is that that man sold, I believe, hundreds of thousands of albums independently, and he keep all that bread for himself. He presses it, he distributes it himself. I think if I remember correctly, they were pressing the shit and putting them in fucking boxes at his house or his mama in them house. Like I said, I was following him for a second, man. I think he's probably one of the greatest independent successes as far as independent artists. I think there's a lot to say for other rappers that I'm aware of, but he's one of the ones that is making it, and he's utilizing YouTube great. And then also if he I know he had some albums pressed, but those were the ones that were autographed copies that were going out. I remember distinctly he was sending out autographed copies, so that was for people who bought the physical album for the autograph. But yeah, of course, he's probably killing it on streams too. I haven't checked his numbers, or his monthly listeners on Spotify, but I'm sure he's doing all right. Like I said, I believe it's specifically for autograph albums. That's it. Yeah, I don't know if he's pressing his own CDs though, man. That would be crazy to believe, man. Hundreds of thousands of albums. I do know for a fact that he was sending some out specifically that were autographed. There was an autograph album. So I know there were some CDs made. I'm not sure how many. Let's just say that he's doing all right though. It was a quick YouTube short that I caught of it. I didn't really get to go into detail about the video, but yeah, he's really killing it. And like I said, man, you got to give respect where respect is due. Once you figure out the game, you figure out the game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, I appreciate y'all locking in. I'm not gonna hold you very long. I didn't know I was on for an hour and 30 minutes. That is too fucking long for me. I'm getting old. I need to take a nap. It is officially 10:40 in the evening. I'm about to go lay down. I ain't got time for this. Appreciate y'all locking in, man. I appreciate all the love, man. You guys have been awesome tonight. Appreciate you guys showing up and showing out. It's been a minute, man, and I'm glad that you guys were able to join in. Whenever he updates his channel, I check in. He is still in Colombia as far as I know. Y'all know that he's got his independent he's got an application where you can listen to all of his music or stream all of his DJing work. So I know he's been working a lot on that, and stuff like that. So that's pretty much where a lot of his content and energy has been placed for sure. So, I think a lot of that's, like I said, man, even him, I think he started before me. I can't remember who came out first. It don't really matter. I think Jay might have started before me. But like I said, man, when you've been doing this shit forever, man, it's like, yo, you need to do something else. And I know this brother loves doing that DJ shit, man. This is what he did many years before coming to the Philippines and shit like that. And that's his bread and butter. That's his playground. So you know, the brother gonna do his thing. So yeah, that's what he's doing a lot more now of. I haven't heard from him, but shout out to the homie if he's listening or wherever the man may be right now. Shout out to him and much love. But as far as I know, yes, he still is in Colombia. He says, I'm about to climb up on the roof and install solar panels. We are done with these brownouts. Shout out to the solar panels. I didn't even know they had this shit in the Philippines, man. Damn. As long as you know you could trust them solar panels, you good, man. Oh man said I got the start link on order. I appreciate you, man. He started in 2016. Yep. So that was a year before me. So I thought he was on before me. But yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, man, appreciate y'all locking in. It has been fun. It has been real time for the good doctor. Go on, get to getting, man. Y'all take care, man. Y'all stay blessed. Doc is out. Peace.